Tonight on Connecticut's news station, a state representative charged with DUI after a rollover crash. Video of the aftermath exclusively on Fox 61.
Plus, we're hearing from a family left homeless after flames broke out at an apartment complex.
Mild start to the weekend, but a cold finish. I've got your forecast coming up.
And hype in Husky homeland.
We are crazy for basketball. We watching all the time.
How fans are reacting tonight.
And celebrating the luck of the Irish. A look at the St. Patrick's Day festivities being held across Connecticut.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. State Representative Robin Comey was taken into custody last night. This after police say she was driving under the influence and was involved in a rollover crash between Lawrence and Babcock Streets in Hartford.
She has now been removed from all committee and leadership assignments until further notice. We have live team coverage tonight with reaction and exclusive video you'll only see here on Fox 61.
First, we want to send things over to Fox 61's Carmen Chow. She is at the scene of where this happened. So, Carmen, what are people saying there?
Well, Ben and Jen, this happened just a few blocks away from the state capitol. A woman who lives at the Capitol Lofts complex behind me says she saw Representative Comey sideswiped this green dumpster, which is why you kind of see some of those dents there, but said she is just glad no one was seriously injured.
You know, it's frightening. I cross the street every day.
Amber Binford lives at the Capitol Lofts on Capitol Avenue. She came home just minutes after police say State Representative Robin Comey was involved in a rollover crash Thursday night. Her license plate indicated she was a lawmaker representing the 102nd House District. A Fox 61 crew, along with several business owners and bystanders, witnessed the aftermath of the crash. Another Capitol Lofts resident sharing this cell phone video with us, showing Good Samaritans rushing to Comey's rescue. You can hear her on the phone reporting the crash to police.
A car has flipped over. There's people helping her out. She flipped her car.
One of those people was the owner of Red Carpet Barber Salon.
She was thinking about leaving the scene. Like, she was going to leave the scene, and we were like, just have a seat, like, you know, until the professionals get here.
The car Representative Comey was driving appeared to have hit at least one parked car before landing on its roof. Additional cell phone video shows first responders arriving at the scene. According to the police report, police say Comey smelled strongly of alcohol and could not focus when being spoken to. Police then conducted 3 sobriety tests, all of which they say she failed, swaying side to side while not following the instructions.
We witnessed her take all of her tests. She was visibly stumbling, unable to stand up on her. Well, she was able to stand, but lacked balance.
Police eventually handcuffing Comey and charged her with operating a motor vehicle under the influence of alcohol. The report goes on to state Comey also reluctantly provided 2 breath samples. Her blood alcohol levels were 0.1446 and 0.1400.
People are dealing with a lot of battles, so I don't judge her, you know what I mean? It's human suffering. It happens.
Now back out here live, the report also states Comey told officers she just left a restaurant but couldn't tell officers which restaurant, and was saying she was headed home to Branford, which from Hartford, as we know, is roughly a 50-minute drive. I'm live in Hartford. Carmen Chow, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Carmen, thank you. And with this arrest, Representative Comey now stripped of all of her committee and leadership assignments in the legislature. Speaker of the House Matt Ritter making that announcement earlier today. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst joining us live from the state capitol this evening with more on how the General Assembly is reacting. Emma?
Ben, despite the Branford representatives' crash last night, it's really been quite a quiet day at the Capitol this Friday. But one committee meeting underway this afternoon with a member missing. This as Representative Comey was released earlier today on a misdemeanor summons.
Please don't hesitate to reach back out to me.
State Representative Robin Comey posted this video to her official Facebook page just an hour before she rolled her car on Capitol Avenue Thursday evening. She was updating constituents about recent work in the Human Services and Education Committees, of which she was a member. Comey also served with the Committee on Children and as an assistant majority whip. Just hours prior to the accident, she attended a Human Services Committee meeting and public hearing Thursday. CTN video showing her present and participating.
Or is that going to take additional funding?
In a statement, Speaker Matt Ritter said his immediate reaction is to think about Representative Comey's next steps, adding he hopes she focuses on her health and well-being, and I know her friends and colleagues will support her in any way we can. Comments from across the aisle, House Minority Leader Vincent Candelora writing, I wish her well in any endeavor to seek help as she reflects on the seriousness of what transpired. But this is not Comey's first public incident with alcohol. Back in 2021, she was seen slurring her words and having difficulty staying focused while speaking on the House floor. Comey later issuing an apology, saying she was exhausted and had wine with dinner. That situation leading Ritter to reprimand lawmakers for drinking on the job.
Hopefully people have gotten the message, and if they don't, then I can assure you, if anyone wants to push or assume that our patience is unlimited, they will sorely regret that decision.
And the chairs of the committees Comey sat on declined to speak with me today. But as I said, that Education Committee meeting did get underway without Comey present. Now, no word yet on when or even if Comey's legislative duties will be reinstated. Live at the Capitol, Emma Wolf-Forst, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Emma, thank you very much. And for more on the exclusive video that we had only on Fox 61, you can head to fox61.com, our website. There you can also find more information about Representative Comey.
Moving on here, a beautiful day across the state, and we saw a breathtaking sunrise this morning. Look at this. This is the scene in Plantsville that the town woke up to.
I feel like it's always because the clouds are in the right placement.
I mean,
when
come
you get
on.
these beautiful sunsets and sunrises. So, the big question, of course, is what can we expect for the weekend?
Just keeps going.
I know. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us right now. That's a good start to the weekend.
It is,
yeah.
And a good sign, right? And for no reason other than it's beautiful. But we're talking about temperatures near 50 tomorrow. I think you're really going to love the way your Saturday shakes out. And it does turn colder and breezy on Sunday, but it's only briefly. Temperatures are going to rise again very quickly as we head into next week. 57 today's high temperature, about 10 degrees above the average high for this time of year. And it's still mild out there with temperatures in the 40s to around 50. A light wind out of the south pumping in some of those milder temperatures, and a shower in spots out there this evening. We've got some across parts of southeastern Connecticut, Middlesex and New London counties, and another brief passing shower here in northern Connecticut, Bloomfield up through West Hartford and Simsbury. And there could be a few more before the night is through. Low temperatures in the 30s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. We're looking at partly cloudy skies for your Saturday. Highs up around 50 degrees, and then it turns about 10 degrees colder on Sunday. We're also going to dial up the wind. So we'll talk about that, your full forecast, and a look ahead to the first week of spring coming up.
Rachel, thank you. Dozens of people still homeless tonight after a fire at a Manchester apartment complex. We first brought you this story last night here on the news at 5. The flames breaking out at the Aspen Woods Apartments on Buckland Street yesterday afternoon. A firefighter did suffer minor injuries. Everyone was able to make it out safely. We spoke with residents who were devastated learning the news.
I met some people directly affected. They was crying. They have a lot of balloon stuff there. So it's like, and my 30 years in America, I never see something like that.
Crews are still investigating what caused the fire.
Well, the New Haven Cat Cafe is picking up the pieces after someone broke into their building. The Meow Haven Cat Cafe posted on their Facebook page that a window was broken and had to be replaced, and that some cash was also taken. They say New Haven police have already found the suspect. No cats were injured during the incident. And as we speak, the UConn men are taking on Iona in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And while the game is taking place in Albany, Fox 61's Matt Caron made a pilgrimage to the Husky homeland of the UConn campus. He joins us live from Stores with some fan reaction today. Matt.
Well, so the UConn basketball teams have been just so good over the years that March Madness at this point is really just considered standard operating procedure. Now, the UConn men specifically are seeded number 4 in the region, but I talked to some people today who think they have what it takes to go all the way.
I always hope that UConn wins. From here, I went to school here, I work here.
Still on spring break, the UConn Stores campus was quieter than usual, but we still found our share of Husky fans.
I see them going far in the tournament.
Calvin Cardoso is a senior. Seeing the men or women take home a title would be a good way to go out.
I guess a dream to see at least one national championship while I'm here.
The UConn Co-op was stocked with all the merchandise you could ask for, and a few fan families, too, from as far away as Texas.
It's spring break. We've always been rooting for the Huskies. Men's and women's basketball teams are legends all over the country, so I always grew up rooting for them. Kemba Walker's one of our favorite players, so we figured what better way to watch the tournament today than come over to Stores and visit the campus for the first time.
Just a few minutes from campus, a chicken wing restaurant is preparing for big business. Not today, but for when the women play at Gamble tomorrow.
Hopefully, mostly students come back from the spring break and should be very busy on Saturday and Monday.
UConn has a proud tradition of athletics, but especially basketball. Husky Nation bleeding blue.
Has a long history of winning championship.
I think they're a strong team. I think that they handle pressure well.
We are crazy for basketball. We watching all the time.
So we just checked the score, and right now some good news. The UConn men are leading Iona by about 10 points. But no matter what happens tonight, just remember, don't forget, the UConn women, they're going to play tomorrow right here at home at Gamble Pavilion against Vermont. For now, we're live here on the UConn Stores campus. Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
It's an exciting time right now, Matt. Thank you very much, because it's also St. Patrick's Day. Residents across the state are celebrating the luck of the Irish. State leaders were in Cheshire this morning for festivities. Senator Chris Murphy hosting the annual St. Patrick's Day breakfast at the Cheshire Senior Center. Senator Murphy has hosted the breakfast since his days in the Connecticut General Assembly.
It's a growing economic connection as well. There's a lot of businesses from Ireland that are here in Connecticut, a lot of businesses in Connecticut that sell into Ireland. So it's a nice time to talk about the connection between the United States and Ireland.
Well, this week, Senator Murphy plans to introduce a resolution to designate March as Irish American Heritage Month in honor of the contributions of the Irish American community right here in Connecticut.